Hello, Melissa. I appreciate your willingness to meet with me again this week. So, just to review, last week we did meet. It was our first meeting. We discussed how you showed up at school to pick up your children. The secretary did smell alcohol in your breath, so she did contact CPS and the authorities, and they did remove your children.
Yeah, that's how it happened, yeah.
Okay. And as of last week, you were feeling really angry and upset, but you mentioned several times that you were more than willing to do anything it took to get your children back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get my kids back, and whatever they want me to do, I'm going to do it, because that's my goal right now, is to get my kids.
And I think that's a great goal. So can you tell me how this past week has looked for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a pretty terrible week. The house was quiet. The kids weren't there, and that was awful. And then I got to talk to them on the phone a few times, but usually only at night for a few minutes. And there were strangers. There were people they don't know, and those people don't know them, and they're scared, and they want to come home, and they don't understand why this is happening. And then I did get to see them, but it was, I had to go to the office, and they stuck somebody in there watching me like I'm going to hurt my kids or something, and I couldn't even be alone with them. And, it really was a terrible week, and it only lasted for about an hour, and that was it. That's the only time I got to see them all week.
I understand that this process is very frustrating and hard for both you and your children.
Yeah, it is.
So the reason you are here is because of the alcohol and the drinking. So can you tell me how that looked this past week?
Yeah, well, so I probably drank a little bit more than I normally do, because my kids weren't there, so all I did was think about my kids, and that made me want to drink a little bit more. And, I probably drink a little bit every day anyway, but, I don't know, last week it was more often, except for the day that I got to go visit with them, and I didn't drink that day. I didn't drink before I went to visit with them. And, I had some drinks after that, but I didn't drink that day. But, so I don't know. I drank pretty much every night, every evening this past week.
Okay. So just to clarify, both with and without your kids, you're drinking pretty much every single day.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have a friend that comes over after work, and usually most days we have several drinks in the evenings to kind of wind down. Or if I'm off work, she'll come over, and, we work together. We work the same shift. So, when we're off, we have some drinks to celebrate being off. And, we have some drinks usually in the evenings, to wind down. So, it's a daily thing, but, it's just a few drinks here and there.
Could you tell me about how many each day?
Yeah, I don't know, like maybe 5 or 6 beers a day.
Okay. Well, as you know, CPS and authorities are going to want to see an improvement in order to get your children back. So I think we can start small and work towards getting your children back.
Yeah, I want to do that, whatever it takes.
Good, I think that's great. So let's set a small goal. What do you think is a small goal that you can accomplish for the next time that we meet in respect to your drinking?
Well, I guess maybe instead of drinking every day, maybe I need to start cutting back on that. So, maybe I just need to drink, cut my drinking back to just a few days a week, or maybe, just on the weekends or something instead of every day.
Okay. We could also look at maybe cutting back how many you had each day as well.
Yeah.
So which one would you feel the most confident in?
I mean, I don't have to drink every day, it's not something I have to do. That's what I keep trying to tell them. I don't have a problem. So, I like to have a drink because it relaxes me and helps me wind down. But, I can cut down to just, a few times a week.
Okay. So on one hand, you do enjoy drinking, but on the other, you don't have to do it.
Right. It's not something I have to do. I can cut back if I want to.
Okay. So would you say drinking 4 to 5 days a week would be feasible for next week meeting?
Yeah, I mean, I can do that. I mean, I could say 4 days a week instead of, 7 days a week, or I could even say 3 days a week, instead of 7 days a week.
Okay. So how confident are you? I know you mentioned that you can do it. So you think this is a feasible, good goal for next week?
Yeah, I know it is. I'm like I said, I like to have a drink and it helps me to relax, but it's not something I have to do. So, I'll just save it for those days that are just really stressful, and that's not every day.
So can you tell me what will make this difficult to achieve?
Yeah, well, so I told you about my friend,
Mm-hmm.
and she likes to come over and have drinks with me, and so she's my best friend, but that's just something that we do together. So I think it's going to be hard, how to talk to her and how to deal with her and let her know that that's not something I'm going to be able to do every day anymore.
Yeah, that would be a hard conversation to have.
Yeah, because she's my best friend.
Right, I understand that. Is there anyone in your life that you have seen accomplish the goal of getting over drinking?
Well, I mean, when I was a kid, my mom drank all the time, and she was like me. It's not like she had a problem, but she drank every day. But she got into some trouble a couple of times, and after that, she just quit drinking. She just stopped, and so if she can do it, I know I can do it.
I think she's a great role model and support system for you then. Do you think she would be someone that could hold you accountable during this week?
Yeah, I mean, I need to have a conversation with her too, and let her know what's going on. She knows a little bit, but she doesn't know about the drinking, and she doesn't know that that's why I lost my kids. And so when I tell her that, and when I tell her what I'm trying to do, she's gonna be there for me. She's gonna be the person that would support me and do whatever she can do to help me get my kids back.
Well, that's great. So, although you do have a little bit of a barrier to overcome with your friend, you also have people in your life that are going to support you and help you through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's awesome. So, next week we will meet back again and we're going to discuss how that past week went. We'll continue working on resources and all that. So, once you leave here, what's the first step you're going to take?
Okay, so I guess the first thing I need to do is have that conversation with my friend and just let her know that, this is what I need to do to get my kids back. And it's going to be a hard conversation, but, she's my friend, and I hope that she still wants to come around and hang around with me, even though we're not going to be drinking. And then I also need to talk to my mom, and I've been putting that off because I didn't want her to be ashamed of me. But I need to talk to her so that she can, help me and hold me accountable and help me get through this, because, she loves her grandkids.
And she is your mother, so I'm sure she loves you and wants to help you get them back.
Yeah, she does.
And hopefully your conversation with your friend, although it'll be difficult, will go good, and hopefully she will be supportive in helping you get your children back as well.
Well, I mean, I hope so, because, she, like I told you, work is stressful. And so, that's what I worry about. Is she going to still want to come and hang out? And, she's about the only friend that I have, so I don't want to lose her. And that, sometimes I feel like I'm just drinking for her more than myself, because that's just what we do together. And I don't want to lose that friendship. But, my kids are more important, and I get that. But yeah, I'm worried about that conversation with her.
I do understand that, and having friends and people that you can rely on and support you are very important. So you can definitely work on that too, your social support during our meetings as well.
Okay. Well, that would be good.
So this week, go home, have the conversation with your friend and your mother. Try to only drink 5 days, 4 or 5 days this week. That would be reducing from last week, and then we will continue to make small goals throughout the weeks until we can get your children back.
Okay, well, I mean, it definitely sounds like steps that I can take this week, so I'm going to go home and do those things, and then we'll just see how it goes.
Good. Thank you for meeting with me again today, and I am thankful for your willingness to work hard.